MAGA media spends a lot of time trying to scare their viewers that immigrants who come over here and do the work that the MAGA base is too lazy to do. And they try to scare the base that these people are criminals and horrible and awful. Well, here at IHIP News, we're going to spend a little time talking about the homophobic MAGA white man and the evidence surrounding all of the fuckery that goes on with these men is overwhelming. And I got all of these posts from an Instagram account called Right Wing Watch. So make sure you go follow them because they've pieced all of this together. Let's put up the first one. Okay, here we have a Minnesota state trooper named Jeremy Francis Plansky, and he has been arrested for producing a video of himself sexually abusing an infant. And I want you to notice that they tracked down his social media accounts, and he has posted a picture of the assassination attempt on Trump with the fight, proving that number one, he's MAGA. Number two, he's probably knee deep in all of this QAnon stuff. And he produced a video of himself sexually abusing an infant. Where's the Fox freak out on this? Crickets. It's nowhere. They're too busy scaring people that kids are using litter boxes in school, which is an absolute lie. But this is video evidence of MAGA doing diabolical, fucked up shit with kids. All right, next up, we have a known white supremacist has been arrested for burning down social justice center that trained Rosa Parks. A Tesla was not involved in the incident, so federal domestic terrorism charges are unlikely. So think about this. This guy burns down a social justice center that trained Rosa Parks, and Pam Bondi spends all of her time trying to get people charged with domestic terrorism that key a Tesla. It's just the rule of law in this country has gone down the toilet, and the angry, homophobic, racist white man is a very dangerous space in America. And I know this because when I was 20 years old, I lived in Oklahoma City, and I remember everything about when the bomb went off downtown, and it was right-wing extremists that did it. And that movement has continued to grow, and it has morphed into the MAGA movement. All right, next up, we have a Christian mega MAGA pastor named Daniel Merik. He has pled guilty to possessing nearly 700 child sex abuse images. And in his online profile, he identifies as #MegaMAGA and has a link to the Bible and all sorts of stuff. So again, he has pled guilty. Fox News is wondering what Abrego Garcia's tattoos mean. But these guys, these sex offenders, got due process. And I support the due process for these horrific criminals that commit horrific crimes against children. But on Fox and on the right-wing media bubble, they never talk about these guys who got due process and even plead guilty to over 700 images of sexual abuse on children. All right, put up the next post. A MAGA border protection officer, Scott Rocky, has been arrested for hoarding over 4,000 images of children between the ages of 4 and 10 being sexually abused. This man is MAGA. He promotes MAGA stuff on his social media and has images of kids between the ages of 4 and 10 getting sexually abused. And MAGA has an angry white man problem that does a lot of evil shit. And it's not spoken about because, again, they believe that white people can do whatever they want with impunity, as evidenced by electing a man who was found guilty of sexual abuse in a court of law and committed 34 felonies. That's their leader, because when he gets to do bad shit, they see it as, oh yeah, we can do bad shit too. Okay, put up the next one. Police have arrested a MAGA college safety officer for possession of a video showing a 4-year-old child being raped. And this MAGA officer on his social media. Of course, he has the assassination, fight, fight, fight attempt to Trump. That's a big crowd pleaser in the MAGA movement. And then he also posts some stuff about Epstein. And we just see time and time again that these men, the louder they speak about their homophobia or how badly they want to protect children, oftentimes they're masking something that they themselves are guilty of. Put up the next post. All right, we have a fanatically pro-Trump, anti-LGBTQ Louisiana pastor Shane Wiggins has been arrested on child rape charges after months of trying to evade the police. And this guy is a big triple Trumper, a pastor, and is accused of child rape. I mean, this is a massive problem that seems to have a niche in the MAGA movement, yet they're always trying to scare you about other things. Okay, and in another disturbing story in the MAGAverse that doesn't get covered, this is Cody McCollum, a white supremacist gay member and repeat violent offender who repeatedly raped a child. The conservatives will never hear this man's name. Fox News won't mention him. Trump won't mention him. Trump officials won't do tough on crime photo ops in front of his prison cell. And he certainly won't be shipped to El Salvador for the simple fact that he's white and his ideology aligns with the Trump regime. So I just want to remind everybody that a 30-year-old gay makeup artist from Venezuela was shipped to a concentration camp in El Salvador. And all of these MAGA people do this tough talk. We're here to save children. We're worried about these sex offenders. They don't worry about it when it's inside their own house. Okay, the next one. We have a Christian chaplain trained at Republican activist Jerry Falwell's Liberty University, Douglas Kata, has been sentenced to 6 months in prison for possession of sex abuse content featuring preschool-aged children. And Liberty University is the school where Jerry Falwell Jr. they had the Cabana Boy, and he would watch his wife have sex with the Cabana Boy while he masturbated. Yet the kids at Liberty University can't drink, can't hold hands, can't kiss, can't masturbate. This is like thought police on steroids. And I think the larger thing that I'm trying to get at here is when you try to control people's thoughts and you tell people that sex is bad and sex is shameful, starting at a very young age, that doesn't age well into adulthood. We're genetically hardwired to reproduce, to have sex, to perpetuate our species. And religions try to shame this and look at the aftermath of it. And mind you, all of these people are all up in women's OBGYN appointments. And if they need an abortion, they think it's their business. Meanwhile, they're completely morally duplicitous and disgusting sex offenders. Okay, put up the next post. All right, this is my last guy here. We have a MAGA church volunteer who accused drag queens of grooming children. Kevin Hurley has been arrested for raping 2 children, and he put up on his social media, "Ask not why the children shouldn't see drag queens. Ask why drag queens crave an audience of children." He puts this up, and as Shakespeare wrote, "Thou doth protest too much." This man was solely focused on the imaginary problem of drag queens being obsessed with children, which is, I don't know if y'all have ever met a drag queen. I've met many. The majority of them don't even like children, but even if they did, this is a horrible, homophobic trope that is perpetuated by MAGA so that the MAGA cult will take their eyes off the ball and focus on something that's a little bit different from them. Trans people, gay people, drag queens. There's not a shred of evidence that children are in danger at drag shows. There's not a shred of evidence that the LGBTQ plus community has some radical agenda to whack wieners off of kids in schools. However, there is tons and tons and tons of evidence that children are abused in churches, and that these churches pay out multi-billion-dollar settlements, cover it up, point pastors and priests to other venues so that they can continue to sexually abuse these children. So all of MAGA wants to live in la cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs land, while the rest of us need to realize this is a broken personality cult. These people have been indoctrinated at a very young age. These people need psychological deprogramming. They need help, and we need to keep our light shining on the dysfunction and the fuckery that lives in this MAGA cult, because it is dangerous, it is disturbing, and they want to marginalize the most marginalized so they can do this kind of shit with impunity. And you're never going to hear Trump, Musk, or Pam Bondi say anything about any of this. But I want to say one final time, all of these guys, disgusting. All of these guys deserve due process. MAGA can't say that. They won't say that because they want a system that's rigged for them. All right, please subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 1 million, and we'll see you all soon.